you telling me? Nah, I just seen him and the boy.
Nonchalant don't mean. See, that's where you're getting the wrong thing about nonchalant. Don't mean you're not cocky. I never said nonchalant meant that.
My point exactly.
Okay, let me break it down.
We don't know this guy. We don't know him personally.
Let me break it down. Nonchalant don't have to mean you're not cocky. And we explained this shit yesterday. Nonchalant is an attitude of you don't have to show. It's an aura. It's something that comes off on you that people just gonna know with the feeling of how you present yourself as a person. You don't need $100 million change to show who you are. You don't need the earrings, the diamond ring. You don't have to tell a person who you are.
Okay, so I'm trying to understand where you're going with this.
What I'm saying, listen to me, bro, because we might have different opinions about this. Because you say SHEDEUR like that and stuff like that. I ain't never really seen you be too well for flashy guy like SHEDEUR in my life. So you don't like a certain thing.
I said I played the game like that.
Okay, that's my bad for misquoting. But what I'm saying is this: how you carry yourself into a place where, when I say it's like this is a business, right? NFL is a business company that is ran by some owners and a commission. These commissions and owners come from a different mindset and a different way of living and thinking of how they handle their business and how they want somebody to conduct or be presented for them in their franchise. As the quarterback, you are the number one person that you are the face of the franchise. Usually 9 times out of 10. Usually 9 times out of 10, you are the franchise person. You are the person. Yeah. So how you are presented in the media or how you are presented in some type of way, that goes a long way. And sometimes, in my opinion, I feel like they don't want that type of person being the front. Like they don't want that type of person with that demeanor, that cockiness of showing it all in your face for you to know it, or the way you present yourself of a backwards hat in the media when you're handling your business. And you telling people just go check out my film. That don't come off well sometimes with that it's gonna look bad. Now, is it bad? No. I'm not saying that.
So let me I'm just gonna play devil's advocate here. If I've been burned, if I done drafted people like this before and I done got burned by this same type of behavior, you think I'm gonna be willing to do it again?
I'm gonna be honest with you, yeah, because I seen people get burnt plenty of times and keep doing the same thing.
I'm saying no.
If you're asking,
I'm talking about an idiot. I'm talking about somebody who runs business, who takes care of business. I've been doing business for a long time, and I've been burned by somebody with this same type of behavior before, i.e., Johnny Manziel. With this same type of behavior.
Yeah. Because if you want to bring up Johnny Manziel, I'm gonna bring up that same team that has took.
I'm not. I said I'm playing devil's advocate here.
I'm just saying when it comes to
I've been burned by the same type of behavior before.
Yes, because I feel like
continue to make the same mistake.
Yes, because I do feel like they can benefit in some way. Some people feel like they can put money in your pocket and maybe you will change, or maybe they're willing to take the risk or the headaches that comes with the talent. Now, I don't know if they felt like they was willing to, if SHEDEUR had the talent, or they was willing to deal with all the headaches that come with all that, the media, all that certain stuff that come with SHEDEUR, if the talent added up with that. I wasn't in no meeting.
He's very talented.
I believe so too. So I can't say what they believe.
What I'm saying is this. Devil's advocate, right? I ain't never seen it. A lot of things played a factor in this kid falling to the stock. Do I believe him? No, but a lot of things could play a factor. This kid ain't never been coached by nobody but his daddy.
True.
How we know he gonna receive the coaching well?
So you think that he only can be coached by his dad?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
Well, let me play David Advocate.
Be an idea.
Let me play David Advocate. Right? His dad wasn't an offensive coordinator. His dad also had. His dad, when they went to Jackson State, the coordinators that came from Jackson State to Colorado wasn't the same people. So to me, he has had different coaches now, also along with his dad in college. Now, I do know his dad would probably make the final calls. Don't get me wrong. I know that. Now, dude, but he has been taught the game. He's been around the game.
I'm not saying he didn't.
I'm not speaking to you when I speak to this. I'm just
if I don't like a call, and I don't like what the offensive coordinator calling, who you think I'm going to? My daddy. Who's the head coach? Now I'm in the NFL. My dad ain't the head coach no more.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this then.
All of this shit play the factor in it. I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm just saying these would, if I was a GM, these would be questions that would come up. If I was the GM or head
You don't think they asked them that? What if they asked Deion that?
Ask Deion what?
Can we, all right. They went to Deion. Because Deion, this has been said, allegedly, that he's spoken to a lot of these teams. He went on $1 million worth of games, said he blocked, his son wouldn't go to certain teams if, they would make that call. I've also seen somebody else do this back in the day when we was growing up. Eli Manning and Archie Manning, when Archie Manning did the same shit with Eli Manning. So I'm trying to understand the two different when you say something about it's not about race or prejudice, because I've seen it done as well. But hold on.
That shit happened 20 years ago.
Didn't you say just an hour ago everything ain't shit changed? But I guess there's certain things that haven't changed. But hold on. So it's okay for Archie Manning, people not to feel like Eli went and called Archie Manning, and Archie Manning can make a better call than maybe Deion Kennedy's owners. It's cool for that shit. We just playing David Advocate.
Bro, listen. People are trying to take something that happened 20 years ago and
it shouldn't matter when it
does. Nigga, we live in a whole totally different time. First of all, these are not the same situations. Let's get that understood.
How was it not the same situation?
Archie Manning was not the head coach at Ole Miss when Eli came out.
He didn't have to be the head coach.
So these are two totally different situations.
You got Archie Manning that was a well-known, I ain't say good, New Orleans Saints quarterback. You got a brother that played a goddamn Hall of Fame brother already in the goddamn lane. Peyton Manning, well respected. He probably was in the league like maybe 4 or 5 years around that time when Eli was coming in. You telling me Archie Manning don't have that pull?
Bro, Archie Manning, that was 20 years ago.
I didn't ask when it was. I asked when you don't think.
Bro, we live. Look, listen. You gotta understand what comes. Like people you can't take what happened 20, 30, 40 years ago and try to apply that to today's time.
What's the difference in terms of how you get drafted? I mean, only thing that changed in the draft was the fucking when they show the shit and how many goddamn minutes is lessened. The only thing that really changed in the NFL are the rules that get changed every year. Everything that happens in life, regardless.
The process of the draft changes, situations, everything. All of this shit has changed, bro.
One thing I agree with you is with this, bro. Business is business. Do I think they would have took a chance? Matter of fact, fuck that. I want to know why you feel the way you feel about that shit. Because to me, you try to always say that it's not about race, but neither one of us is back there in the room. I don't know what you go through in your job, but I've been through a situation when I was in them talk, like in jobs and talk, and I know what race, like how it feels to be, how it feels to be blocked from something or somebody else taking credit from your shit off just the same characteristic of what they did at SHEDEUR. I've been through that. I ain't even gotta fucking prove it. You ever fucking work with me at Jimmy John's, then that.
Check your phone, man.
I got you. My bad. I'm not going. Oh yeah, when I cut this out, you won't have to worry. I'm not cutting those parts out anyway, so you good. But I got you. I know what that feels like, but I also understand from their point of view now. Me running my own business, I couldn't be the front of their business of how I was carrying myself. Even how good I was, how talented I was, how I could do stuff, it was the perception that I gave off. And I think that has a lot of reason to do with what SHEDEUR went into and what happened. I don't think it also, I think that boy I don't think SHEDEUR need his dad to be a great quarterback.
I don't think he need him either. If you play for, bro,
you're not saying that, but I do hear a lot of people say that. So when you brought that up, it just made me.
No, what I'm saying is this. I'm saying a lot of more factors. I can see if this situations, just because it's similar don't mean it's the same. And I think that's what people kind of get mixed up.
That's true. No, that's true. That's true. But what do you feel like? What do you feel like with the difference in situation? Don't say like it's about the coaching, because neither one of them have coached in the NFL, Archie or Deion.